Hello, hello everyone. I am Dr. Mrs. Vasanti Revatkar, Department of Botany, Sri Jnanesh Mahavidyalaya, Navargaon. In this lecture, I am explaining about the structure of anther, microsporogenesis, and male gamete. But this topic is included in the syllabus of BSc Semester 3. For BSc Semester 3, there are two papers. Paper 1 is Reproductive Biology of Angiosperm, Plant Growth and Development, and Paper 2 is Plant Biotechnology and Physiology. First of all, we will see about the syllabus of BSc Semester 3, Paper 1, Reproductive Biology of Angiosperm, Plant Growth and Development. As you know better, there are 4 units in this paper. Unit 1 is consists of 5 topics. The first topic is structure of stamen, microsporogenesis and male gametophyte. Second topic is structure of pistil, megasporogenesis and female gametophyte, that is polygonum type. Third topic is types of embryo sac, that is monosporic embryo sac, bisporic embryo sac and tetrasporic embryo sac. Fourth topic is about structure and types of ovule, and fifth topic is based upon pollination, which includes types, contrivances of self and cross pollination and attraction and rewards. Second unit consists of these 3 topics. The first topic is double fertilization and triple fusion. Second topic is about seed, which consists of endosperm and its type, embryo and its type, and development of dicot embryo, onograde type in detail. Third topic consists of significance of seed, which includes ecological adaptations, seed dormancy, suspended animation, causes and role of dormancy, method of break seed dormancy, and seed dispersal strategy. The third unit of this paper includes first topic growth and development, which consists of definition, phases of growth and development. Then second topic is plant growth regulators, introduction and role of auxin, cytokinins, gibberellins, abscisic acid and ethylene. The third topic of this third unit is plant movements, which includes tropic and nastic movement. The fourth and the last unit of this paper is consists of 4 topics. Of them, the first topic is photoperiodism. It includes concept, short day plants, long day plants and day neutral plants. Second topic is about physiology of flowering, concept of florigen, then vernalization, and third topic is phytochromes, that is PR and PFR forms, circadian as a rhythm, that is biological clock, and process and significance. Then fourth and last topic of this paper is senescence and abscescence, which includes definition and general account of this. Now in this topic we are going to discuss about structure of anther, microsporogenesis and male gamete. This is the first topic of unit 1. Like any organism, a flowering plant has various organs. Of them, flower is the organ where reproduction takes place. This is the diagram of flowering plant of angiosperm, and these are roots, stem, leaf, then flower and fruit. These are the organs of this plant. The life cycle of flowering plant is characterized by an alternation between a dominant sporophytic generation and highly reduced gametophytic generation. The sporophytic eventually produces flower. As the name implies, the function of sporophyte is to generate spore, and it does so by meiosis of the spore mother cell. Gamete producing generation is called as gametophyte. This is diagrammatic. This is diagram showing the life cycle of flowering plant. It starts from the flower, which includes on the one side there is a microsporangium or a microsporogenesis process, and on the another side there is megasporogenesis process. The flower is a reproductive organ, consists of 4 different whorls. Calyx is made up of sepals, corolla made up of petals, androecium is made up of stamens, and gynoecium is made up of carpels. The floral organ concerned with the male sexual reproduction is the stamen, and the part of stamen where event of male sexual reproduction takes place is the anther. This is the LS of flower, which shows that there are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, and of them the part which is related with the male gametophyte or male gamete formation is the stamen. Stamen consists of this filament, long filament, and there are 2 anthers. Inside the anther, pollen grain will produce. Now we will see about the how they are. The male reproductive organ, that is called as androecium, which is made up of stamen. The stamen is the male part of flower made up of an anther and a filament. The filament is a long thin structure that supports an anther, and anther is a flower structure in which pollen grains are produced. A typical anther is 2-lobed organ with 2 locules, that is microsporangia or pollen sacs in each lobe, and so the anther is functionally a group of 4 microsporangia. A single vascular stand is embedded in the connective, which is the tissue found in central region of the anther between the 2 lobes. Here it is, this one. And the cascades of event that leads to the formation of spore within the microsporangia is known as microsporogenesis, and the spore produced are called as microspores. This is the structure, male gamete, and the structure of anther. Here filament, and these are anthers, and inside the anther it is transverse section is taken, and we can see that there is pollen grains in the pollen sac, and this is the process of microsporogenesis. TS of anther, this is the diagrams of TS, it is diagrammatic representative. This is the part of anther which shows the different layers, wall layers, and in the wall layers, inside the wall layer there is sporogenous tissue. These wall layers, the outermost layer is epidermis. Below epidermis there is endothecium. Below endothecium there are 1 or 2 layers of middle layers, and inside the middle layer there is tapetum, and tapetum encloses the sporogenous tissue which is made up of microspore mother cell. This is the diagram showing pollen grains, mature anther, and in which pollen grains are ready to raise. Initially, the anther appears as a cylindrical structure consist of a mass of meristematic cells bounded on the outside by a discrete epidermis. Soon the anther becomes 2-lobed, and each half lobe is populated along its entire length by 1 or more row of large cells with dense cytoplasm and deeply staining nucleus. These cells, which are hypodermal in origin, the archisporial cell initial. Each archisporial cell divides periclinally to yield a primary parietal cell towards the periphery and a primary sporogenous cell towards the inside. Although these 2 cells are prolonged to produce different cell types, their origin from the same cell initial indicates that they are ontogenetically related. The primary parietal cells divide anticlinally and periclinally to form 2 to several concentric layers of outer anther wall and a single layer of cell which is inner tapetum. The primary sporogenous cell functions directly as microsporocyte. It is also called as microspore mother cell. It divides to generate a mass of secondary sporogenous cell that functions as microsporocytes. About the anther walls, anther wall layers. In most of the species, together with epidermis, a layer of descendant of parietal cell located immediately below the epidermis is known as endothecium. The cells of the endothecium become radially elongated and decorated with fibrous band that run upward from the inner tangential wall, ending near the outer wall of the cell as an incomplete ring. Dehiscence of the anther has been attributed to the specialized nature of endothecium and occurs in a rapid burst of physiological activity through a longitudinal slit known as stromium, located between two locules of each anther lobe. Next to the endothecium, there are one to several layers of cell representing middle layer, and tapetum is the innermost layer of mature anther. This is the diagram showing the wall. Development of microspore into microgametophyte or pollen grain containing sperm cells or their progenitor cell is called as microgametogenesis. Beginning with a single progenitor cell that give rise to microspore, each division leading to the sperm cell formation involves a change in cell identity. Each pollen grain contains outermost exine. Inside the exine there is intine, and intine in the exine and intine there is germ pore and generative cell and vegetative cell. These all are, we can see here. Outermost layer is exine. Below the exine there is intine, and inside intine there is cytoplasm and generative cell and tube cell with tube nucleus. This is the diagrammatic representation or diagram showing microsporogenesis process and microgametogenesis. The cascade of events that leads to the formation of spore within the microsporangium is known as microsporogenesis, and the spore produced are called as microspore. Development of microspore into the microgametophyte or the pollen grain containing sperm cell or their progenitor cells called as microgametogenesis, a change in the cell identity. Then formation of pollen grains. There are two methods or pattern of pollen grain formation. The first type or method is the successive type that commonly occur in monocot, and second process is called as the simultaneous type, which is found in mostly in the dicot. Here is the process. The upper one, this is the successive type. Successive type means at a time there are formation of 4 pollen grains in a tetrad, and in the simultaneous type first they are prepared 2 and after 2 they are produced 4, and it is called as simultaneous type, which is the significant example of dicot. This is the types of pollen tetrads. The first one is tetrahedral. Tetrahedral means there are 4 in the pollen tetrad there are 4 pollen grains. Of them 3 are situated at the base and 1 is present at the upper side. Example is rhododendron, and this is the diagrammatic representation of tetrahedral type of pollen tetrad, and this is actual diagram taken from the microscope. The second type is tetragonal type, which is found in Typha particularly. The third one is rhomboidal type, and this is diagrammatic representation or diagrammatic type of rhomboidal tetrad, and this is the actual diagram where the pollen tetrads we can see. The fourth, and this is the example found in the Annona muricata. The fourth one is decussate type, and specially it is found in Magnolia species. In the decussate type, these all four pollen grains, when we are focusing it under microscope, in one focus we can see first 2, and in another focus we can see another 2. Therefore it is called a decussate type. fifth type of pollen tetrad is T-shaped, in which two pollen grains are present at the upper side, and then third and fourth one is located below, and that's why there is a T-shaped structure is occur, and that's why it is called a T-shaped tetrad. The sixth type is linear type, in which all four pollen grains are situated in a linear manner or in a line, and this is diagram drawn diagrammatic way, and this is actual photograph of this linear tetrad of pollen grain. Then seventh one, and it is commonly found in Mimosa pudica, that is commonly called as touch me not plant. Then seventh one is cryptotetrad, in which three are very small and one is very large, and example is Cyperaceae. In the Cyperaceae, it is found in common way. It is the descriptive way of tetrad. The first one is tetrahedral tetrad. Pollen grains are arranged in two different planes. Three pollen grains in one plane, and one lies centrally over the other three. And then tetragonal type, all four pollen grains are arranged in one plane. They are called as tetragonal. Then rhomboidal type, all four pollen grains are arranged in one plane, forming a rhomboidal shape. Example is Annona muricata, family Annonaceae. Then next one is the dicussate tetrad. Here pairwise pollen grains are at right angle to each other, and example is Magnolia grandiflora. That's why we can say, when we focus it under microscope, in one focus we can see left and right, and another focus we can see that is upper and lower one. Then T-shaped tetrad, pollen tetrad. The first division of pollen mother cell is transverse and forms a dyad, and upper and lower cell of dyad undergoes a vertical or longitudinal division instead of transfer, yielding either straight or inverted T-shaped configuration. And example is Aristolochia species of family Aristolochiaceae. Then linear tetrad. In the linear tetrad, the first division of pollen mother cell is transverse and a dyad is formed. Each cell of the dyad again divides transversely to form the linear tetrad. Example is Mimosa pudica, commonly called as a touch me not, or in Marathi it is called as Lazaru. Then cryptotetrad. The tetrad are formed without partition wall between the four compartments. One out of four nuclei develops normally, and the rest three are obliterated. Thus, apparent monad but homologous to the tetrad is formed. Example is Cyperaceae. Apart from the pollen tetrad, there are polyads and pollinia. Polyads are the cells. There are more than 8 to 16 cells are present that remain together after maturity. These compound grains are often held together in a small unit and are then called polyad. Example, Acacia auriculiformis, in the commonly it is found. Then next one is the pollinia. This is the most common example found in the family Asclepiadaceae. The whole content of an anther or anther locule are shed as one united mass of pollen called as pollinia. The pollinium, singularly we call as pollinium. Pollinium is functional unit of corpusculum with its two attached arms, that is translators, and pollinia. Common example is Calotropis procera, belonging to family Asclepiadaceae. Then apart from polyads, there are monads and dyads. Monads means single pollen grain, and dyads means pollen grains are united in pair and are formed due to the incomplete breakup of individual monad. After the formation of pollen grain, when it becomes mature and it is deposited in the stigmatic surface, there occurs the germination of pollen grain, and formation of gametes, male gametes are found. This is mature pollen grain. It is also called as microspore, which is consist of outermost exine. Below the exine there is intine, and in exine and intine together it is a wall of pollen grain, and in this wall there are pollen germ pore also. Inside the intine there is cytoplasm which contain a prominent nucleus. After some time this nucleus divides, and there occur two cells forming one generative cell, and which is smaller in size, and another one is the vegetative cell which is larger in size. Then when pollen grains they absorb some moisture or nutrient material from the stigmatic surface, it starts germination, and while it germinating in the process of germination, intine comes out in the form of a tube through the germ pore. While coming out this tube like structure from the germ pore, there are two nuclei. The first one is tube nucleus and another one is the generative cell nucleus. Afterward it will divide into the generative cell, and when the pollen tube becomes larger, or it enters inside the style, inside the ovary through the style. At that time two male gametes are produced in the germ tube along with the germ tube nucleus. This is the reproduction in plant particularly. This is a whole process. First of all, there are four whorl in the flower: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. As we have stated earlier, calyx are made up of sepals, corolla are made up of petals, then androecium is made up of stamens, and stamens are made up of anthers and filaments. And when the anther become mature, at that time the pollen grains are produced. These pollen grains they are carried by any agent like wind or insect or water. They can be transferred to the stigmatic surface by any agent, and they are deposited on the stigma. As soon as they deposited on the stigma, they start their germination, and after germination they form the pollen tube which enters through style, and afterward it enters inside the female gametophyte, that is female gametophyte. And after formation, as soon as it enters inside the female gametophyte, it bursts and two male gametes are released, and there is a form, one of them, one will fuse with embryo and another will fuse with primary endosperm or secondary nucleus, and a seed is formed. And when the seed is sown, and we can get the seedling. This is all about. Thank you very much.